Rich and I were saying that you guys needed to come out swinging today, kind of with a great energy. Do you feel like you did that today?
Yes, absolutely. It was a spirited practice. Guys came out ready to go. We had great focus, especially on offense. I think we've made some great strides there since the spring. It looked pretty good today. I was pleased.
But Keenum, it seems like one thing that just jumps out is the accuracy. What do you notice?
Yeah.
Those deep balls, you're going to see
Yeah.
that around maybe 50 years.
He's an NFL starter. He can place the ball, where it has to be, and that's the key to playing NFL quarterback. It's all about ball placement, not so much always arm strength, and he has those things.
Coach, do you think when you talked about him placing the ball where it needs to be,
Yeah.
he's a very confident guy too, right? Because that can go missing when guys don't believe in themselves. We seem like he's.
Absolutely. He's always been that way since college. He is going to push the ball down the field. He's trying to make big plays. He's not afraid to make a mistake. That's part of growing as a quarterback. So we will make some big plays with Case. That's his MO.
How is he with the younger players, like the younger receivers, younger guys? Is he the type that can help them a little too?
He's been great, and that's the beauty, Nikki, of having a starter in place. He feels comfortable in a leadership position, because he is the guy, so he can take the reins and help young guys and help older guys also. So that's the beauty of having a guy in place as your starter.
The measurables mean a lot when it comes to the draft, but now that you've been around Philip Lindsay and seen him, is it hard to believe this guy wasn't drafted?
Yes, it's hard to believe he didn't go to combine. I've watched. Obviously, he's a buff, so I've watched Philip for 3 years as a starter in a major conference, and he was a great player. So we were all surprised he didn't go to the combine, and obviously signing him as a free agent was tough because we drafted 2 backs, but we pursued him heavy, and he stayed home.
Does it look like Josie was on the sideline there?
Yes. Josie's got a slight hamstring pull. It happened in the rookie training camp practices the first day. So it's minor. We're being cautious. Obviously, it's early in camp. We want Josie to get totally healthy. Hamstrings can be tricky. You push guys back too early, it can linger on. So we don't want that. So we're going to make sure he's 100% before he comes back to practice.
Man, how comfortable are you more than your second year and gone through some stuff and being able to lean on that experience and go forward?
I think everyone's more comfortable with me, and my leadership style and the culture I want to build. So I think it speaks to all of us, being more comfortable in the second year.
Is Bell a hamstring as well?
I'm sorry?
Kenny Bell?
Yes, same thing, minor, and it happened in the rookie portion of training camp.
If you had a chance to watch Bell all today, what are you looking for him over the next week or so as he gets back into it?
Well, obviously, we want to make sure he's healthy and he gets in good football shape. He's had over 100 starts at tackle in the NFL. That's amazing. So we know he can play. It's more about his health and keeping him healthy and getting him in good football shape and making sure we get him to week 1.
Shane Ray was out there. Is he going to be eased back in, or is he full bill?
Shane Ray's going.
Because when you drafted Cortland Sutton, the word raw was thrown around a lot. Has he proven to be more polished than even you guys thought?
I think that's overstated when you're talking about a big body like Cortland and his catch radius. It's not very many big guys who were great route runners, but they were great receivers because of their body. So that's Cortland's deal. Obviously he's going to improve route running. All young guys do, but until he does, his body and his catch radius is going to win for him. So that's not a concern for us. That's overstated.
When he introduced Case, he said he wanted to provide him the pieces that he had in Minnesota and more. I know it's early, but you look at the team now, do you feel like he has all the pieces he needs to really successfully?
Yeah, absolutely. It's early, Nikki, but absolutely. We think obviously our draft was pretty good, and free agency we added some guys that we feel can help Case. We had some guys here already that we feel can help Case, but it's a matter of protecting Case. We know he can play, and any quarterback that's being hit can't play. So we got to do a good job of protecting Case from a offense line perspective, but also running the football. That helps quarterbacks also.
Secondary is an area of expertise for you. Leaf said on the offseason and they let all the dogs go. What do you see of that group now that makes you think that it makes you optimistic about the secondary?
It's a good group, and you said it. That's my background, and I've had secondaries where it wasn't name brands, but they played really well together, and that's what it's about in the back end. It's no different in offensive line. You take 4 or 5 guys that will do it right and would be in great position and not give up big plays. That's what it takes. You know, you watched the good teams last year. Some of your top 4 or 5 teams, you couldn't name 4 or 5 of the guys in the secondary, but they played well together, and that's what it's about in secondary. O-line and secondary is very similar. You know, guys doing it right and playing together. You know, so I'm very comfortable with our secondary right now.
What are you looking for from the running backs for one of these guys to emerge from the pack? It seems like you have a pretty talented group.
Right now, we're looking for guys just to compete. You know, we've got 5 or 6 guys there competing, and they're all different. So it's fun. It's fun to watch how Curtis used them in practice and how Billy used those guys, and within his scheme. So it's a young group, but I like that. You know, I like it because it's healthy, it's open-minded, and they're hungry to prove they can play. You know, so I think sometimes we think being young at positions is an issue, but I think the biggest issue is being qualified. You know, those guys are qualified, so I'm not worried about those guys being young.
Did anything stand out about Chapman and Brown today, the first time you were able to see those 2 receivers on the field?
Well, I've seen Chapman in the rookie portion of training camp, and he's a guy that's had production in college, and obviously with Philly Brown, I mean, he's a pro's pro. He's a tough guy. He's a competitor. I told him, I said, hey, bud, I mean, you're here to make our team, not just to be a camp body. So he's excited to be here.
Do you expect Jordan Taylor to be ready to go by the start of the regular season?
We're not sure. You know, right now he's on PUP, but obviously we like Jordan, so hopefully we can get him back sooner than later.
Does it have a brand new renovated facility in here?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, you guys have seen it. It's beautiful. It just speaks to Mr. B's vision. I mean, he wanted to be first class and everything, and for Joe to kind of continue that and allow us to build this new building, it's awesome. You know, our players have no excuses. I told them last night, I said, guys, this is the best in the league right now, so we have no excuses. So it's our turn to give back to Mr. B. That's our plan.
You said earlier you want to cross-train some of the linemen to play both sides and multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult is that?
Well, you know, I want to cross-train the backups. You know, right now the guys who are competing in the backup. I want at first 5, Nikki, to be together as much as possible, and the backup guys to be able to swing. That's their job. You know, if you're going to be a backup guy in this league, you have to swing. If you're a starter, you've earned your right to play that one position, but if you're a backup, you have to swing, obviously, because of game day numbers. So our first 5, my vision is to keep those guys together as long as possible, so we can gel.
What do you think Clinton McDonald's best position is for you guys?
Clinton McDonald is as an inside shade or 3 technique or 5 technique. He's an inside player for us at D tackle. Also a pretty good sub rusher, and that's where he's made his living, is rushing on sub down. So we're looking forward to getting that inside rush back. Obviously with Von and Chubb and Shane and Shaq outside rushing, if we can get some one-on-ones inside and someone who can win those one-on-ones, now we're cooking.
Shelby Harris, another guy that looks like he could take a big step forward. He's looking pretty good.
Shelby played well last year, and Shelby was a guy that Coach Kolar took from a guy that I thought could make our team to a guy making major plays for us. So that speaks to Coach Kolar's coaching ability and obviously Shelby's work ethic.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
All right.